We have minutes from May 21st.
I would move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the May 21st meeting minutes. Any further discussion? None appearing. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Road encroachment. We have one from Mary Grandy, and it's on 19th Road East, 19th Road Northwest, east of 5th Lane Northwest. And it's for an approach. They're building a new home out there. That would be out east of Farmington. It would be 3 miles, a little over 3 miles east of the highway.
I would move to approve.
Second.
Jim, how do you spell Mary's last name?
Grande.
Okay, thank you.
Been moved and seconded to approve the road encroachment for Mary Grandy. Any
Did
further?
Alan sign off?
Not yet.
Okay.
Any further discussion? None appearing. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Have any, that was the only one that was in the file. And now we have a appointment to the Teton County Refuge District. The board of the Teton County Refuge District Number 1 would like Power resident Josh Hill to be appointed, representing the Power area.
And he's would replace Dixie Gebhardt, who wandered off. I'd move to accept the appointment.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to appoint Josh Hill to the Refuge District Board, replacing Dixie Gebhardt. Any further discussion?
Just that Dixie was on there forever and did a really good job.
Probably since the creation.
I think so. Pretty sure.
Is Josh replacing Dixie in the middle of a term, or is this a new term that starts on July 1st?
I think this all started in February, so that she wanted off, so it'd probably be the new term, because that started in July. He's actually attended a couple meetings, but
Okay,
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we've been asked to provide a letter of support for the Greenfield Irrigation District infrastructure improvements. They have several projects that they're looking at to update their infrastructure down there. And they're not delineated in here, but I know one of them is the bridge way up. Oh yeah, there they are.
Delineated on the second page.
Spring Coulee Headworks. And that's, if you're familiar where J Wasteway is, that's kind of, they'd like to make that into a re-regulating facility. It's down, I think, about 8th or 9th lane south of the Highway 431.
It's called the Spring Coulee Headworks.
Yeah, on J Wasteway. And what that does would allow them to catch more wastewater and keep it from going down Spring Coulee, which is people don't like a lot of water running down Spring Coulee into Muddy Creek. And they're seeking a $125,000 resource grant on that. And then Arnold Cooley Hydropower Development.
Say that one again.
Arnold Cooley Hydropower Development. This one is west of Pishkin. If you go on the canal road, you'll get up there. It's where the canal changes level. There's a siphon up there. They're thinking about putting a turbine in there to generate electricity. And that's $125,000 RRGL. So that would be the same renewable resource program. And a $500,000 grant from Reclamation and a low interest loan. And this one is pretty much in its infancy. They've got to do a study and some other stuff before it will come to pass, but that grant, I think, is to figure out if it's feasible, that $125,000. And the SRS Main Canal Regulation. And SRS is the Sun River.
Slope, right?
You know, they want to put some big gates in the canal so that they can regulate the flow better. If they get a big rain event in Fairfield, instead of just letting the water go on down and dump out the east end, they can start closing gates on up and hold more water. It's a water conservation measure. And that's another $125,000 renewable resource grant and $500,000 Bureau Reclamation Water Smart grant. And then the Sun River Bridge, go all the way up to the end of the canal and you drop down Sun River and come out on the south side. That bridge is kind of at the end of its use.
I think, didn't we give them a letter of support for that Sun River Bridge
We already did
in
the
the
Sun River
past?
Bridge.
But I mean, that's okay to include it in this, but that's been in the works for a while too.
And there's no dollar figure on that.
Didn't Erling say it was going to be like a $6 million project?
Probably, but it's not delineated in here.
It needs to be replaced.
Yeah. But those are what they're asking for a letter.
I would move to approve the letter of support for PID's request.
I can't quit writing.
I'd second that.
Moved and seconded to approve the letter of support for Greenfield Irrigation District to pursue those grants. Is there any further discussion? None appearing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we have another letter of support from the Teton County Refuge District 1. The power dump site is situated on a piece of Bureau Reclamation ground. And a couple, 3 years ago, that lease was up for renewal. And people haul their tree limbs and brush and whatnot down there and have a burn pile. When they renewed the lease, the Bureau of Rec said you can no longer burn that stuff. So they're gonna approach the Bureau of Reclamation about purchasing that 2 or 3 acres or whatever it is outright. And this letter of support is in support of them trying to purchase that ground.
I'd move to write the letter of support for the purchase.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to approve a letter of support for the refuse district, try to purchase that ground. Any further discussion? None appearing, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. And no COVID resolution at this time,
No, sorry, getting there.
kind of a moving target. Okay. This is the crisis consultant position, and I asked Melissa if she would come and kind of explain this a little bit. We have one application for this consultant. So, Melissa?
You bet. So this was a project that we received a grant for from the Addictions and Mental Disorder Division of DPHHS. So they were pushing out some money related to mental health intervention alongside with COVID and mental health crisis that can result from the pandemic. So we applied for a grant and we received $36,000. And in that grant, we wrote a proposal to work in Teton County to build a crisis response system. And so it kind of is similar to like crisis intervention teams, or we wrote it in a way that would allow us to maintain some flexibility in terms of how we address this in our community, meeting our community needs. But basically the idea is to develop a team that can respond to mental health crisis in the community. So we worked with EMS and law enforcement to sort of put that grant together. They're both on board with participating in this. This particular position, because at the health department, we don't have the capacity right now to lead this project ourselves, so we wanted to bring in an outside consultant to help us work through the system and work with necessary community partners in order to develop something that would be effective for our community and get appropriate training in place for those key partners in the community. So we put this out requesting someone to apply as a consultant, and that's basically what's in front of you today.
Okay, thank you. Then the one application we've had for this is Ingrid Hill. She lives at 910 10th Lane Northeast Power. She's got a pretty good resume.
Yeah, she seems really qualified reading through the letter.
And I didn't remember, but Dick said she gave a presentation at Mako Convention. She's been working with Gallatin County down there in their jail system. And
Plus, I would move to fill that position with Ingrid Hill.
I'd second that.
Just a quick question. Are you hiring Ingrid as a county employee, or are you contracting with her?
Contracting.
Okay, so you're gonna contract with Ingrid to do the,
And I should have said, Melody, the grant is for 1 year.
okay, 1 year.
We're already doing that with Laura Weir, and it works really well, so it's kind of a clean way to do everything.
been moved and seconded to approve hiring Ingrid Hill as the crisis consultant. Any further discussion?
So will she be in your office at all, or she's just gonna be,
No, I mean, I think I think I wrote in the, the position, all of the expectations for this position, that there's regular meetings and communication, but she will be able to work off-site as she
so there won't be
needs
any
to.
costs incurred for that either?
Right.
Well, if it is an independent contractor.
They have to.
They have to pay for all their costs, so we can't
Yeah.
provide them with,
Yep.
Any further discussion?
I guess the only thing that I remember from her presentation with the Gallatin County Police Department is the work they did with repeat offenders, or
I remember
They-
that, it
that they
went from
were-
like 70% down to 15%. I
Yeah,
mean, their data was pretty impressive.
people that were repeat offenders to the police department, and they just helped them figure out new avenues to work through,
Oh,
so.
great.
Any further discussion? None appearing, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We have a task order for it's a master contract, cancer control programs, tobacco use prevention, healthy living program, diabetes prevention program, and the Connect program. And I wish on these they put the dollar amount right on the front.
No, you gotta dig for that.
And maybe as long as you're here, Melissa, if you have anything on this one.
Sure, I can just give a little summary of it. So this is our, we kind of call it our chronic disease contract that we hold with the state. And so maybe 2 fiscal years ago, they rolled all of our, we used to hold separate contracts for all of these different chronic programs, but they rolled them all into one contract. This is the one of 2 contracts that we hold where we subcontract out with other counties in north central Montana. So that includes Ponderay, Glacier, Toole, Liberty, and Choteau counties. And so a good chunk of the funding here ends up going to those other counties to do these activities in their respective jurisdictions. But yep, this covers our cancer enrollment program for cancer screenings, our tobacco use prevention program, our chronic disease self-management, and our diabetes prevention program. All of which have been happening in Teton County for some time now, so.
Cancer screening, chronic disease management, diabetes program, and one other one I missed.
Chronic disease self-management, did you say
What
that?
about that one? It was after cancer screening.
Tobacco use prevention.
There it
Oh,
is.
and it also includes actually our Connect referral system funding.
And the amount is $325,769. It's your pleasure, gentlemen.
I would move to accept that task order.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the master contract. Is there any further discussion?
Yeah, just one,
Yeah.
this is for, there's 3 or 4 counties.
So there's
besides
actually
ours.
6 of us total, so Ponderay, Glacier, Toole, Liberty, and Choteau counties. along
Okay,
with
so
Teton.
is it split equally or by population or?
It's, so some of the funding is split by population, some of it is split by tasks that are done. So for example, we're the only county in that region that has a diabetes prevention program, so we keep a section of that money for diabetes prevention. All the counties receive funding for tobacco and cancer activities, yeah.
I just, when we're signing the claims that you put
You
out.
bet, yep.
Everything is different.
Yep.
That's why I was just curious how it was split.
Yep.
And is this for the fiscal year starting July 1? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it goes through June 30th, 2026.
Except they make us re-sign it every year, but yes.
Okay, any further discussion? None appearing, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Commissioner reports. At this time, I'd like to thank Melissa publicly for all the work she's done dealing with this COVID-19. It's been uncharted waters. And next Monday at 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the annex, we're going to have a virtual Mako district meeting. And the reason we're having it in the annex is Austin has agreed to get us online and use all the
Stuff.
technology over there.
What district, Jim? Mako district.
4 and 5.
You said from 10 to 2?
Yep, 10 to 1, or noon, I mean.
10 to noon, okay.
And then everybody should be aware that from noon to 2, according to the article in Canta, we're gonna have a BLM protest on the front lawn of the courthouse.
From when?
Noon to 2. You guys have anything else?
Nope.
Alrighty. Nobody has anything else? We're adjourned.
Public comment?
Oh, yep, public comment.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
No public comment? Now we're adjourned. And thank everybody for coming.
Oh, now the next meeting is June 30th.
Excellent.
That'll
Year-end
probably be our year-end,
housekeeping.
yeah.
And I haven't heard back from Jim Stone on that union deal, man, but I'll let you know as soon as I do.